All right. Okay. So we are discussing Python right now, and then so we have seen what is the Python basic functionality yesterday, and then so today we'll see rest of the functionalities. So why Python is very popular? So we have seen it. Python is interpreted programming language, and as well as it has a interactive. And then so Python is basically it is object oriented. So that is we have seen yesterday. So that each and everything is a object oriented. So and then so that is why it is very object oriented stuff. And then so it has easy to learn. You can very easy to learn Python programming language compared to other other like scripting. So and easy to read, also you can easy to understand this one, and easy to maintain. So you can write the code is a maintainable code compared to other scripting languages. And then so it is a portable, so whatever the code you are writing it, so it can be run anywhere. So and extendable. So basically see why it is extendable. So because it has a lot of features are there. And it's basically it's a modular programming language. So that means modular means you can add a number of modules whenever you want. So something you have written code, after 5 years, after 10 years you want to add another module, then you can add the other module so without any problems. And it can be easily interact with the databases, or you can write GUI programs. So and then it is a scalable. And then so irrespective of the project size, or irrespective of the project style size, or irrespective of the data you are putting into the Python, so it can be scalable. It is scalable. That means it's something 10 projects or 20 projects. It doesn't matter to Python. So it provides a better structure and support for large programs if you compare to the shell scripting. So that is one of the best advantage of the Python programming language. So yesterday we have seen some of the basic syntax, like so how do you just type print the variable, and how do you uh, declare the variable. And then so we have seen all those stuff, and then today we'll see rest of the functionalities. Okay, yeah. So let me go to it. Okay, yeah. Yesterday we have seen this hello world programming, and hello world programming, and then so it is. So we have seen that overview, and then so because we already learned that. So programs are composed of modules, and modules can contain statements, and statement contain expressions, and expressions create process objects, and elements separated by commas, print with space between them. So we have seen this one yesterday, and then this is the documentation, and everything as an object, as we learned yesterday. Everything, each and everything is a object here. So functions and classes and everything will be object. So that, and we already learned it, data type is a property of the object and not for the variable. And then numbers, floating point, we have seen it. And then complex numbers also we have seen it. And the numbers are immutable. So this also we have seen it. And string literals, strings are also immutable. It's a string, yeah. Substring and methods. So you can slice it, or you can like array of characters, s3 something. It is string is 0 1 2 3 4 5. So s0, this is s0, this is s1, this is s2, this is s3. So that is why it's array of declaring the elements. So printf is similar to C printf. You can use just percentage s, percentage f. So these kind of stuff, these kind of variables, we can use it for strings. And the list, we have seen it, order collection of data, and data can be different of types. And so we have seen it list, we can append it, and then so we can retrieve whatever the elements we want it. And tuples also we have seen it. So it's like similar to our list, but it's a little bit, it's for mathematical expressions we'll use the tuples. And then dictionaries is like hash map and then uh, hash map and then hash map which is in the Java. It is similar kind of stuff, hash map and hash it. So it's a key and then value pair. For each and everything there is a key as well as a value pair. So you can delete element, you can add the element, you can do whatever you want. Okay, copying dictionaries. Yeah, this is dictionaries. Data type summary, we have seen it. Yeah, input is yeah, input also we have seen it yesterday. So in shell scripting will give echo, and then so here you will give raw underscore input. See what is a print, what's your name, and then name equal raw underscore input. And these are the file operations. These are the boolean operations we have seen moving to the file. Okay, so Python code files can be read into the interpreter using the import statement. So how it will read the interpreter? So it will using the import statement. Something in Java also will use import. That same way we can use the import in Python as well. So indentation also we have discussed yesterday. So indentation is basically so maintaining something in a particular order. So because we don't use much braces here, so that is why we have to use something indentation. So if you give the indentation, automatically it'll treat it as a condition, treat it as a printf statement. So that means you need not to give any parentheses and too much of brackets. That is avoidable, you can say. That is why it is one of the easy programming language. Okay, so if statement we have seen yesterday. So if statement, decision making statements. So if statement something, uh, let me open. Machine. If statement will see. Okay, so we'll take this machine. Okay, sudo -i. Okay, so what I have to do is Python. Okay, if you just say Python, so it will use the hyphen symbols, greater than symbols, three greater than symbols. We have seen like yesterday, we have seen like all the variables declaration, something name equal to if you want to save something. Uh, Robot, you can save it and then you can say name, then robot will come, and then so something name plus Raju. See the robot Raju, so it will like, so you can do a number of operations. len name. So something, if it is name, how much it is contains, it is 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, so yeah, so we'll see the if condition. So if we are right now discussing the if condition, so how can we save the Python file? So Python file extends with the py, something vi test.py here. Sorry, it's out of it. Control D, and so where are we right now? Pwd, and suppose if I want to test.py, so extends with py. Okay, already it is there. Yeah, so vi if condition dot py. Okay, so here what we have to do is, so here something very something there is something way of declaration is change, otherwise it's a condition and everything will be same. Something, if I want to import something sys, I can import it, otherwise sys. So how do you enter the value? If I want to enter the value, name equal to something or whatever the variable equal to input, and then please enter the value. Okay. Okay, so once it is done, so what you have to do is something, it is whatever the value you are entering, that is assigned to name. So once it is done, then we have to just check the condition. If, okay, if something name, or you can say it's a value, so better to say value because you're giving the value, right? So value, so even value greater than less than 10, so colon, so we have to give the colon. This is the syntax. Okay, and print this value is less than 10. Okay, and else colon, and then print this value is greater than 10. Okay, so this is my programming language, and then how can I execute it? Python if con dot py, please enter the value. Yeah, so I enter 12, and then it is saying this value is greater than 10. So if I enter 7, so this value is less than 10. Okay, so this is the way we can do it. So this is the way we can write the programming if condition, and then so we can execute the if condition. So very simple. If you see, this program is something, if you see other programming language, what will happen? So you have to, I'll show you how to write it in a shell scripting as well. Okay, so vi if con.sh. Okay, so here what we have to do is, so in shell scripting we have to write something. Yeah, bin bash and echo. Okay, read number read value. Okay, so if value less than or equal to 10, okay, then print. Here not print, here we have to say echo okay, so else echo value is greater than 10. Okay, yeah, so what you have to see here, 5. Okay, so how can I execute this shell script? Dollar if con.sh, yeah, change mode 755 if con.sh. Yeah, something it is somewhere it is unexpected. My number, okay, it's not required here because we have written else condition. Oh, sorry. Okay, so we are writing something if conditions here. So value equal to input. This is Python script. So we are changing this Python script to shell script. Yeah. Bin bash. Okay. So here, so instead of value, and then what we have to do is we have to say echo. Please enter value. Yeah. Read value. If value minus less than 10, so what you have to print is this value is less than 10, else print if then this value is greater than 10. Yeah, and we have to close it if. So this is chmod if con dot sh. So we have to give 755 dot sh. Okay, so it's something connection lost, and we'll reconnect it. Yeah. So test.sh. Yeah, so 2, so value is less than 10, and then if I say, so the value is greater than 10. Yeah, so this is test.sh. So are you testing same thing? If con, right? Yeah, EI. So that means if you see this differentiation, so here we are entering the please enter the value, and then we are reading the value, and after that whatever the value we are storing it, so we are comparing with the 10 number, and then so we are writing 10 and then echo and then else and then echo and then fi condition. So here we have to, once we open the if block, what you have to say, what we have to do is we have to end the if block as well. So if block should be end with fi, so that is a shell scripting. But whereas a Python, so you need not to, so you need not to end with any other symbol, any other character. So what we have to do, if con dot py, it's a very simple. So something, if I say value equal to input and then enter the value, and then if something value less than 10, so this value is less than 10, and then else it is a greater than 10. So that means we need not to give something then, or we need not to put unnecessary brackets, and we need not to do any other thing. Okay, so it's a plain uh, syntax, and then whatever you want, you can write it very simple, and so there is no something unnecessary blocking, unnecessary creating, giving the parentheses and then open the parentheses and then brace bracket. So we need not to give all those stuff. So that is why it is very simple scripting language. It's very simple and then human readable as well. Okay, so we'll see other, what is a while loop. While loop also it's the same something. It's like if you want to print x, and then so if you take this one, so uh, otherwise you just take vi while pi py. Okay, so something import, you can write import this general x equal to 1. Okay, while x greater than or equal to 10. Yeah, so what you have to do is print x, and then x equal to x plus 1. Yeah, if you want to give so you can give it. So Python, so line 3 print x. So line 3 print x, will see print x x less than 10, and then so yeah, you need to give in brackets as well. Yes, not to give semicolon as well. At line number 3, print x. Okay, what is print x? Yeah, expected on indented black. Okay, so that means you have to, yeah, so you are not printing anything. Yeah, so this is a simple way of expression, that while symbol and then print a x and then x less than x less than 10 and x equal to x, x equal to x plus 1. So this is a very simple way of writing the programming, while loop or for loop or whatever the loop. It's a very simple. So for loop is just we have to give the range, number range. So it's also very simple. And then vi for loop dot py. Yeah, so something, if you want to list, if you want to mention any list here, list 1, Jenkins, and then Puppet, and then Vagrant, and then Docker, and then Chef. Okay, okay, this is a list. And what we are going to do is, for x in list 1, okay, for x in list 1, and then I will say colon, and so what you have to do is print list 1. That's it. Yeah, so indented bracket line 3, 2, 3, it should be. Yeah, so Jenkins, Puppet, Vagrant, Docker, Chef. So I can give something. Yeah, sorry, something if you want to. List 1 only, right? Yeah. Yeah. sorry, we have to. Yeah, so each and every value it will print it something. New line. Okay, so here are the values Jenkins, and then so Puppet. So we are going to learn Jenkins, Puppet, and then as well as a Vagrant and Docker, and then Chef. So these are the things we are going to see it. So so here in this program we are displaying it. So here there's something. So very simple. So you cannot find these kind of simple simple way of writing in other programming language. So here if you see, only I have a 3 lines of code, list one. So I make the list, I give the list, and then the next one is for X in list one. So and then colon, and then so print, and then so values whatever you want to print it. But in other programming language it is a little bit tough, and then so you have to open the parentheses, and then you have to write the print, and then you have to uh, end your for loop. So you have to do all those stuff. So but here it's a very simple. So that is why it is very popular programming language. So it's a simple way of declaration. So functions basically we have seen it. Functions for loop. This is a for loop we have seen right now. Okay, so functions basics. Functions is so we have to use something symbol. Yeah, so this is a function definitions. Functions basically can be assigned to a variable, and then can be passed as a parameter. Functions can be passed as a parameter, and functions can be used as a variable, and then can be returned from a function. So can be written from a function, and then functions are treated like any other variable in Python. So it's not a something different. It can be treated as a any other variable. So in especially in the Python programming language, the def statement simply assigns a function to a variable. So here we use a def statement. Definitions, we can call it as a definitions, but so def statement simply assigns a function so to a variable. So that means whatever the function is there, it will simply assign to a variable. Okay, so we'll see a simple function here. Yeah, this is the function. So function is def maximum x comma y, and then say if x comma y, then return x, and else return y. This is a function basic. And then if you say import function basic, then if you give the maximum 3 comma 5, so then it will give the results. Something if you want to see, you can write it. So vi function func1.py. Okay, yeah. So here, yeah. So what we are doing is import. So but where we have to import? So we have to import in Python shell, right? Import, sorry. Yeah. Yeah. So maximum 3 comma 5. So see, it will give the result. That means just now I have written. So just now I have written a function called def function. So this is the same. This is the function I have written it. So what this function is saying, def maximum function. I am writing maximum x comma y if something x less than y, then colon and then return x value, else otherwise return y value. So instead of writing something print, and then so instead of writing something echo statement, so what I'll do, I'll just return the value. So what I'm doing is I'm just import that file whatever I have written it. Okay, so import function base function whatever I have written it, func1, and then maximum 3 comma 5, it will give the value. It's very simple. It's compared to other programming language, it's such a simple manner. You can write a functions. You can write a functions. It's a you can even import the functions. So we have seen it, function like function names are like any other variable. So functions are basically objects, not only function. Each and every function, either function it is a function or class, each and everything is an object in the Python programming language. Okay, so that means something function, your function is holding something else, that is also a object. So here it is a functions as a parameter. So function as a parameter, so we have seen def, this is something function name, and then f comma a, and then return f of a, and then def comes something bar x, and then return x comma x. So the same thing you can call it as a from function parameter import star, and then so you can call the functions whatever the function you want. So you pass the function as a parameter. So this is basically function. You are passing that function as a parameter to the foo function. Okay, so this is the order of the functions. So we don't discuss functions inside functions. Yeah, you can write it. So what are the functions you want, you can write it. Function returning functions, that also we can write it. So here is something diff foo x, and then diff bar y, and then return x plus y, and return bar. So you can return this function. Okay, so now parameters. So parameters can be assigned a default values, and so they are overridden if a parameter is given for them, and the type of the default doesn't limit the type of the parameter. Okay. So as we discussed earlier, so the highest level of the structure of a Python is modular. That means each and everything is a module only. So there is no other structure. So everything will be considered as an object. But so higher level, whatever we are going to consider that means whatever the packages are available, what are the like way of comprising the packages, and that everything is a module only. The highest level of structure of the Python is module. Each file with the py suffix is a module. That means whatever your file you are writing it some with the py, that itself it is by default it will be a module. Each module has its own namespace. That means so it has its own namespace. Modules, import module. So you will see import module, we have already seen it. So something we have written one file, that maximum function, and then so we imported it. Brings, what it will do is brings all elements of my module in, but must refer to as my module. That means so we have written something uh, maximum function, right? So that same way, so what we have to do is we have to must bring all the functions, bring all the elements or functions whatever we have written in the my module. And then second one is from my module import x, that imports x from the my modules right into the namespace, right into this namespace. That means whatever something, if you have a, if you are writing something inner functions, so those things also will be considered here. So using the from my module import x, that means n number of functions you can write within the nested functions, you can write it, and then so once you call it, once you say the import x, that all the modules, all the functions whatever you are written in that, say in that function, then you can call all the functions. So from my module import star, this also same like all the elements, and then so earlier one x elements, so something whatever you have written it. Okay, so this is scientific is something yeah, scientific is something out of scope for us. So these are the very important factors that we have discussed here. So it's a very simple programming language and it's human readable, and then there is no complexity to write the programming. Here is something, if you see here, uh, okay. So here what I'm doing is here. So if you open any function, right, I'll open, yeah. So vi will dot py. See, so only I am writing only code only. I am not saying anything. I need not to say any other stuff here. So if you say vi, or I can say cat func1.py. Okay, see, such a simple programming language. Directly I am writing a function. Directly I am writing a function. I need not to mention any other thing. I need not to import something which is not available, which is not there. So that like shell scripting, I need not to something write a initial first line of code. Okay, so bin bash or bin sh. So that means there is unnecessary stuff is removed from the Python programming language. You just concentrate whatever the program you are going to write it. So there is no unnecessary parentheses or brackets or unnecessary way of writing the code. So here just write a function and then write a condition, and then so once that is done, so then close your function. Okay, that is simple programming language. Okay, sir. So we'll see tomorrow class. We'll see some other examples or something. If it is okay, then so we'll move forward and we'll go to the Maven and then Jenkins. We'll go and discuss Maven. Okay. So if you have any other questions, please let me know. And then so okay. Thank you so much for your time.